Hello, my friends. Welcome to Yoga with Ushi. Today I'm teaching a half-an-hour class. That's all what I have time for. And sometimes you only have half an hour, but at least you're going to make it to the mat. I went running today, so I'm really going to focus on stretching my legs and the shoulders because sometimes they get a little bit stiff even when running. So with further ado, let's go into child's pose. Try to touch your big toes and keep your legs about mat width apart. Pull your hands forward and your back and buttocks towards your heels. And breathe. We're going to do a little shoulder stretch by threading your right arm underneath your left arm. And breathe. Now back into downward into child's pose, and we're going to thread the left arm underneath the right arm. Feels like a really nice shoulder stretch. Now we're going into a tabletop position, and we're going to do some cat and cows. So cat, really stretch your lower belly down towards the ground and lift up your neck, and then put a really nice cat arch. And another cow. And go back and forth for a couple times at your own pace. You can also wiggle your hips, sway your hips back and forth. Now we're going to put our arms down, parallel, shoulder width apart. We're going to go into a dolphin pose. Lift your legs up and stretch your heels towards the ground. And down again. We're going to go into a stretch dog. And one more dolphin pose. Keep your fingers wide. And stretch dog. Now we're going to thread the right arm underneath your shoulder again. And for the more advanced people, you can try to lift your leg, and you can try to hold on to your leg by laying on the shoulder, just like that. Pull your leg upwards. Or you can also try to grab your left toe, big toe, with your right hand and look upwards. It's a very nice leg stretch and shoulder and neck stretch. Slowly come out of this position. We'll go into stretch dog again. And then we're threading the left arm underneath the right arm. And again, you can lift your leg. You can either stay here. If you feel very balanced today, then grab your leg. You can pull that up. Or grab your right toe with your left hand and look upwards. And we're coming back into a stretch dog. Now we're going to come into our first downward facing dog. And stretch down. Pedal your feet back and forth. Try to push your chest towards the ground, towards your upper thighs actually. Now lift up your leg. We're going to pull your leg towards your chest. And one more time, lift it up into a three-legged dog. And we go into tiger position again. Three-legged dog. And we're going to step forward into a lunge position. It's going to be our first stretch. If you want to, you can open up your arms. Bring them higher up. And now we're going to stretch our hamstrings. Try to keep your knee straight. If you can't, just have it flexed. Try to bring your chest towards your upper leg. Now we're going to go into our first chaturanga vinyasa. Be in a plank pose. Try to keep your body aligned. Don't lift up or hang down like that. Try to keep it in one line. And now slowly come down. Lower your elbows down to the ground. Flip your feet, and we're going to come into a cobra. We're going to take a right Look over your right shoulder and left shoulder and right shoulder. It really gives you a nice stretch in your ribs and your side body. From Cobra, put your toes down to the ground, and we're going to come back into downward facing dog. Now, three-legged dog on your left side, and let's bring your knee close to your chest. One more time. And step forward, put your knee down, and come up. And put your hands on top of your knee, or if you like, put it up into the air. It's a very nice stretch right here. Don't forget to breathe. And we come back down into our plank pose. And we're going to go down to the ground. We're going to do another cobra to the right and to the left. Always make sure to have your shoulders down. Don't have your neck crunched. Have them down like a nice cobra. And to the left and right. And back into downward facing dog. Lift your leg again. Step through into a runner's lunge. Stay here for a few minutes. You can either, sometimes when you have props like these little blocks, if you cannot touch the ground with your hands, you can always use the blocks. This way you can have a very nice stretch of a little bit of your hamstrings and your front body. Now move your foot left, the behind foot a little bit forward. Stretch your front leg. And we're going into pyramid pose. Like I said, if you cannot reach the ground with your hands, anything you like, all kinds of variations, it's great. Try to keep your body aligned and have your chest go close to your upper leg. It's a very nice hamstring stretch. Excellent. Now we're going to go back into plank position and chaturanga. You can do a cobra, or you can also do an upward facing dog by lifting up your legs. Turn your toes over and come back into downward facing dog. And left leg up. Pull your leg through and come back in your runner's lunge on the left side. It's a very nice stretch here of the front legs. Now move your right leg forward just a little bit. Point the foot 45 degrees and try to lay your chest on your upper leg. Again, if you cannot do it, take your blocks. They're your friend. You will get there eventually. Nice stretch. Go back into a plank position. Cobra, up dog, and downward facing dog. Now we're going to lift up our right leg. Let's try to touch your right knee on your right elbow. And back to three-legged dog. Right knee, left elbow. And step through into runner's lunge. Now we're getting into crescent lunge. And that again is a very nice stretch of your front leg. Sink deep, as deep as you can. Now we're going to fold our hands in front of our heart and we're going to do a twist. So put your left elbow on your right knee and try to look up. Just give it a nice twist here throughout your midsection. You can really nicely press the top hand and the left hand. You can also open up if you like. Just like that. When you're done, come back into a plank pose. Go back into downward facing dog through a Chaturanga Tandasana. Now again, lift up your left leg. Try to touch your left elbow with your left knee. Three-legged dog. Right elbow with your left knee. Three-legged dog. And come all the way through into runner's lunge. And from there, we're opening up, lifting up your body into crescent lunge. Try to sit as deep as possible. Now fold your hand in front of your heart and put your right elbow, sometimes you can fall out of it, on your left knee. And again, look up and try to get a really nice twist, looking up to the left. Sometimes when you like a little bit wobbly, it helps to put the back leg a little bit wider, get in a wider stance, and that helps you to balance better. Open up your arms if you can. You don't have to. This is perfectly fine to have your arms folded. So you can really work on your twist in your midsection. And back down. Chaturanga Tandasana and
Meet back into downward facing dog.
Now we're going to, with your right leg, go forward into warrior 1 and into warrior 2. So warrior 1 faces forward, your back leg is in 45 degrees. Warrior 2 is sideways. Make sure your knee does not fall in. Your knee is facing straight forward above your toes. Sit nicely and deep. Your back leg, your back foot is in a 45-degree angle. And we're going to do a reverse warrior into a side angle lunge. And we can be either here on your knee or all the way down here. And back into warrior 2. And we're going to cartwheel down, put our leg back into a plank position, in cobra, up dog, and end up in
a downward facing dog again. The downward facing dog position is always your resting position.
Now lift the left leg and come to the left and back. Come to the right and back. And step through into a warrior 1. Try to bend your knee and try to keep both of your hips facing parallel forward. From there, we're going to go into a warrior 2 position. Try to be nice and deep. Reverse warrior. Humble warrior. And now we're going to go in a side angle lunge. You can also be just on here, resting on your leg. Try to keep your leg kind of parallel, the 90-degree angle. If you can, go down to the ground and back into proud warrior position. Cartwheel down and cobra, up dog, and facing downward facing dog. And pedal it out. Now we're going to step through and come into a staff position. Have your legs straight up. Try to sit up as straight as possible. Have your arms right next to your ears. And we come up and touch either our feet or lower extremities here. Whatever is comfortable to you. You can also slightly bend your knees. Can let your head hang. Wiggle it back and forth. Now we're going to put one leg, the foot right next to your upper leg. We're going to bend here to the left side. And it's really nice. You can either have your arm up or over to the left side. You can touch your left foot, left toes with your right arm, right hands, or just try to open the ribs. gives you a really nice stretch. And also, even if you want to put your arm, go into a half bind, grab your anything you can get behind your body and just let your head hang. It's a very nice neck stretch. Also a nice shoulder stretch. Open up your chest. And we come back up and back into a staff position. Now you feel like a little bit uneven, so we're going to do the same thing here on the right side. Pull up your knee, put your foot right next to your upper leg, and we're going to go to the left side. Let your neck hang. Open up your chest. Wiggle your neck, your head back and forth until it releases. You can also do a half bind by putting your hand behind your back. Don't forget to breathe. Just really relax into this pose. And back up. Just going to see what time it is. We have 3 minutes. Now you feel even. Walk your hands down, your elbows down onto your legs. Now we're going to lay out down on your back, stretch out. And now pull your legs up into your chest. Wiggle around a little bit. Gives you a very nice back massage. Now straighten out your right leg. Keep your left leg pulled. Try to pull it a little bit towards your shoulder crease. And now with your right hand, pull your left leg over and look to the left. Try to keep both shoulders on the ground. You don't have to touch your knee on the ground. Just as much as you can stand. It's a very nice twist. And come back. Pull both legs again into your chest. Now keep the left leg, stretch the left leg out, and pull your right knee with your left hand over onto the ground. and pull it back into your chest. And now we have 30 seconds of Shavasana. Do a happy baby first. It feels really good on your back. Whenever you're ready, stretch out your legs. Stretch your whole body out all the way in both directions. And then for Shavasana, close your eyes and put your arms right next to your body, palms facing up. Relax your feet, wiggle your feet a little bit. Relax your legs, your hips, your back, your head, your arms and shoulders. Whenever you're ready, pull your knees in and come up into a sitting position. Sit straight. Pull your shoulders back and down, whatever is comfortable for you. I hope you had a nice class. I wish you all the best. Much health, much wealth, much happiness. Thank you so much for spending 30 minutes with me today.